part of the deal that they got that advance was that they were going to film a docuseries because they were all excited. We're going to watch Harry and Meghan do these interviews, and it was going to be cool, and it was going to be like inside the podcast of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and everything. Well. At what point are we going to really admit to reality? And there's a clip that I want you to look at, and we're going to dissect it together, and we're going to settle once and for all who is telling the truth and what the hell is going on. Because what's coming right now is a reckoning for Meghan Markle that she didn't see coming. But let's take a look at this clip, and we're going to go bit by bit and decide what the hell's going on. And I am so glad that Spotify is settling the score with Rachel Meghan Markle. We come here, this is the 2018 Commonwealth. Princess Catherine was heavily pregnant. You can see she can't squat all the way down. She stays mid-level knees because that's all that it allows her to do without having to open her legs wide to receive the flowers. Meghan has twice the size of the belly. Where did that go? Please. Hello, my beautiful people. My name is Paula M. If you're new to the channel, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. Please don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. We're going to talk about a lot of things here now. I apologize, but my producer wants to be included in the scene today, so I hope you guys forgive me for this. But, she's very needy today, and isn't it odd? I had a nightmare last night that I lost her, and I was looking all over the streets for her. It was not a very nice dream. See? She's, I don't know what the hell's going on with her. City, let me work, chiquita. Let me work. You bark at me if I work, and then you bark at me if I don't work. I love you. Yes. So, sorry about that. It's something incredible, really, what we're witnessing. And I want you to tell me if Meghan Markle indeed could squat down all the way she's pretending to squat right now. Or whether Catherine, who's incredibly athletic, because Meghan Markle, by her own standards, has said that she's not athletic. Yes, she does do yoga, but then again, things speak for themselves. You know what I mean? You can't hide it. You can't hide it. You have a big bump, and her bump is twice the size of Princess Catherine, and yet Princess Catherine can't bend all the way down without opening her legs and exposing herself. Yet Meghan Markle is able to just, she should work for David Copperfield, if you ask me. Because it's insane. How can this woman do that? I swear to God, But yeah, let's settle it once and for all. Do you think that the bump is real, or which bump do you think it's real? Catherine's or Meghan's? Because, the proof is in the pudding, like they say. Now, we all have heard the reports that Meghan Markle was less than nice to the Spotify producers. Well, apparently she was not as nice as she says she is. She didn't bake any cookies for them. Apparently she didn't send them any of her jam, because let's not forget that jam is her jam. And to get to the point that she got $18 million, or she was offered, she could have made $18 million. And after just, I think it was 10 or 8 episodes or 12 episodes, I don't even know. They axed her. They axed her and Harry. There's quite a lot of things that you don't know about that deal that I'm going to allegedly tell you what they are. And this is alleged. You know that when I have the proof, I present it to you. I don't have the proof yet because the person who told me this actually does work for Spotify. And the original deal was that they were going to film Harry and Meghan Markle, because the podcast was supposed to be Harry and Meghan Markle doing it, both of them. We all remember the first podcast, which was like a 2-minute message, and they included Archie. Yeah, I'm sure they included Archie. I don't know who that was, but it wasn't Archie. So the whole deal was that Harry and Meghan were both going to be doing the podcast, and they were both going to produce it, and they were both going to use the Rolodex of incredibly famous people to produce the podcast. Let's not forget that Barack Obama, when he left the office, the person whom he chose to give his first interview, basically a podcast, was Prince Harry. So no wonder people on Spotify were all excited, because they know that Prince Harry had access to a huge Rolodex of really important people. And Spotify was incredibly excited about that, because they thought, man, this guy, he got Obama. This guy's going to be able to get us a lot of people that we, even Spotify, couldn't get. Because Spotify offered money to Barack Obama, and Barack Obama did it for free with Harry. Isn't that insane, guys, huh? He got offered a lot of money, but Barack Obama is not stupid, and he knew what it meant for his PR to do his first podcast or her first interview post-presidency with a royal. And not only that, Harry back then was the favorite royal. Let's not kid ourselves. He was very popular. But what happened now? Spotify excitedly said, we can give you up to $18 million for 40 episodes. You're going to book they were sure they had A-listers. So they were sure. Wouldn't you be excited? I would be. I'm going to get Prince Harry. He got Obama. We couldn't get Obama. Nobody on the planet could get Obama, because that was the interview that everybody wanted. Who got it? That idiot. But was it because he was Harry or because it was the palace? Because let's not forget that the Obamas were really fond of the Queen. So what happened? What did they get instead? Harry didn't really want to do it. Suddenly, after they went negative on the royal family, they couldn't book anybody. So what had to happen? What had to happen is that they had to resort to the PR companies that represented A-listers who were also signing up with Meghan Markle and Harry. Mostly Meghan Markle. And basically, they kind of like, do me this solid, and I'll, sorry guys, I just have to sit here. I'm sorry, mi amor, go over there, chiquita. Just can't have you there. And they say, do me a solid, and we will retribute you. But the bombshell part of it all is that it was going to be a 40 podcast episode. They were supposed to bring their guests. They didn't do that. But part of the deal that they got that advance was that they were going to film a docuseries, because they were all excited. We're going to watch Harry and Meghan do these interviews, and it was going to be cool, and it was going to be like inside the podcast of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and everything. Well. It seems that they did get the films. And the problem is that Meghan Markle signed away her rights. Spotify owns the rights to everything they did. And now they're doing a docuseries, which is pretty much wrapped up from what I understand. And apparently they're just editing, and they plan to drop it around Meghan Markle's birthday. I think it's going to be one of her worst birthdays, where they're going to show the behind the scenes, the true Meghan Markle. What is it to work for the Duchess? They have interviews with producers. I think they got 17 producers to come on record. And they're not happy, and they don't care. This is what happens when Hollywood is done with you. Also, Bill Simmons, unlike Ted Sarandos, doesn't care about getting an award from King Charles, which is a bitch for Meghan Markle. I mean, Bill Simmons, we know that he called him lazy, and I'm sorry, Sunday, fucking grifters. But it's the truth. So now Meghan Markle has threatened, tried to blackmail, but she has nothing on Bill Simmons. Because if you notice something, she didn't call Bill Simmons racist. Did you notice how she didn't call Bill Simmons a racist? How she didn't call the Vanity Fair people a racist? How she didn't call the Hollywood Reporter racist? How she didn't call the Cut racist? She only calls the UK racist when they don't publish anything racist, because she knows that her market is the United States of America, and she's run out of that market. But oh my, I for one, that is a docuseries I will be watching. That is a docuseries I will be watching. And it's not going to be streamed on Netflix. It's not going to be streamed on Paramount. Apparently it's going to be streamed on HBO. And if anybody refuses to watch it, they've even said that they're going to put it straight on YouTube. They don't care. I think this is how angry they are. Can you imagine? I mean, this is terrible. This is terrible. And she said that she wanted to buy the rights back. But the thing is, they ask her for a huge amount of money, which she doesn't have. And on top of that, I think that they don't want to. I think they want to get even with her. I think they want to settle the score because she was so nasty to everybody. And good on them. I mean, how do you feel about that? Do you think that she should be exposed, or do you think that the Duchess should keep her decorum? I, for one, I mean, I swear to you guys, if that, or when that thing comes up, or it's exposed or shown or whatever, debuted or whatever, or premiered, I will be watching. And we will. And you know why? It's not that I'm happy that somebody's getting bad rep or anything like that. It's not that. It's just that this woman has been allowed to get away with so much nasty stuff. She has allegedly bullied, and I have to say allegedly for legal reasons. But it is my humble opinion that she's an absolute bully. But I don't like how she treated the Queen. I do not like how she treated the Queen. I do not like that she recorded everything and that she was trying to sell the footage from inside the church and everything about the Queen. Even from inside. Remember when they were pictured from a long lens that they were coming down the stairs and Meghan Markle looked straight at the camera? She knew, and it is my humble opinion, she set it up. The nastiness, the level of nastiness of this woman knows no bounds. This woman has zero respect, love, empathy for anybody. And you know what's the saddest part? I don't even think that she has it for herself either. Because if she did, she would behave differently. But she doesn't, does she? So will you be watching that docuseries of behind the scenes or the real Meghan Markle? I will. And you know what? If they do, I will sign back to Spotify. Because I think that I love Bill Simmons because he is, he's the only one who has had the balls to call them out for what they are. And can you please leave me in the comments what is that Bill Simmons called them out for? Just listen to what he called them, and you let me know.
You do a lot of business deals, a lot of negotiations.
I do.
Well, let's just.
I wish I had been involved in the Meghan and Harry leave Spotify negotiation. The grifters. That's the podcast we should have launched with them.
Yeah. I have full body chills right now.